'cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine living life with the noose, and in my mind all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like...
Hey everyone, I am back with yet another Flat Earth debunk video involving our favorite flat earther, the Queenz. She recently posted a video titled Flat Earth, Shrinking Circles of Latitude, Surface Area, and H2O Debunk the Globe. I've already listened to it once, and as usual with her, it is quite the ride. Before we get started, I just want to mention a couple of things. Despite H2O being referenced as part of the debunk, she virtually never references water at all in the video. Also, throughout the video, she mentions the word math a lot, but she never actually explains any math or references any actual calculations. So let's go through it now and explain the things that she got wrong. Again.
The globe Earth is mathematically impossible, and I will tell you all why.
No, she will not.
If you look at this model that I created, of course, it is said to be a real image of the Earth. We all know that that cannot be true because, for one, the North Pole is supposed to be somewhere near the northern area, and I'm not seeing that.
So her video just has a 2D image of the globe. And in this 2D image, the North Pole is just simply tilted away from the viewer. And she's saying that since she can't see the North Pole, the globe can't be true. So here is a video of an actual interactive 3D model of the globe. And it's really quite simple. All I'm going to do is rotate up. Hey, what do you know? There's the North Pole. Her image is approximately like that. Let me zoom on a little bit here. So yes, I can't see the North Pole, but it's a globe. Simply move it. I'm also probably at this point going to splice in the 3D render that I've done for these videos where you can actually see the geographical north and the magnetic north poles sticking out to make them a little bit easier to see. She's an idiot.
Contrary to that, Antarctica itself is said to be 3,437.5 miles wide. That's east to west or west to east.
For once, she is correct. She was able to accurately Google something. Unfortunately, as we're going to see throughout the rest of the video, she's not really going to take that data and do anything useful with it.
They say, of course, that all of the countries, continents, and everything is on one side of the globe, primarily. So that is why I did my numbers as far as 180 degrees in the middle. But we're going to cite the fact that it is supposed to be a 360-degree sphere.
Sphere.
That means from the bottom portion where you see the 30 degrees, from 90 to 80 will be 40 degrees, from 80 to 70 will be 40 degrees, and that will lead you all the way back up to the equator line, which will be 360 degrees. So it's going to be 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, and so forth for each tint. So you'll have 90 degrees south. That's going to be 40 degrees worth of a circle. As you can see, it's smaller at the bottom and it's wider in the middle.
What the hell is a tint? I actually struggle to even know what the hell she's on about here. This lady thinks of herself as some high-level, intelligent person, but has to be one of the worst examples of articulation I've come across. My best guess is that what she means is that for every 1 degree of latitude, you would actually be covering 2 degrees of the globe, of the sphere. And the reason being is because latitude lines, they go all the way around. So they cover the eastern and western hemispheres. So you would double that degree. And that's why you only have 180 degrees of latitude, because it counts for both hemispheres. That's where you would double that. Where she got 40 from, where she got 360 from, I have no idea.
For them to say that Antarctica sits at 90 degrees south, we're going to say that it's between 80 degrees and 90 degrees. So there's still going to be like a 40-degree circle. It's not going to be 360 based on the same surface area and the same mileages as it would be in the center of the earth as it would be at the bottom. As you can see where it's saying 30 degrees, you can see that portion is very small.
So more utter gibberish. I have no idea where she's getting that at 90 degrees south, you're getting 40 degrees of the circle. This doesn't even jive with what she just said a moment ago. 90 degrees south is a point. It doesn't matter which longitude line you pick at that point, you'll be at the same point. There is no X degrees of circle there. She's simply at the geographic South Pole. And then if she just wanted to look at it from the equator down to 90 degrees south, like I mentioned in my previous response, that would be 180 degrees because you would have the entirety of the southern hemisphere.
So they're fitting that ice down there and saying to you that that is Antarctica. But again, Antarctica is said to be 3,437.5 miles wide. And that area will not give you enough width in order to fit Antarctica properly at the bottom in width at all.
Sure, if the claim that the entirety of Antarctica fit between South 80, then what she'd be saying would be accurate. However, no one claims that to be the case. As you can see, Antarctica takes up quite a bit of space around the southern pole. Now, each one of those latitude lines, since they cover both the eastern and western hemispheres, actually count for 20 degrees of distance. And with just a quick visual inspection, you can see Antarctica easily goes into the 60 to 70 south degree range on both east and west sides, meaning that the entirety of Antarctica is within 60 degrees of latitude. Each degree of latitude is 69 miles, so that means that we have a width of 4,140 miles that we could fit Antarctica into. And guess what? That's a lot larger than 3,437.5. So not only did she get the latitude lines wrong for Antarctica, she just arbitrarily says, oh, it's too small, without going into any detail. She mentions no math at all, nothing about calculating the radius, the diameter, or circumference of a latitude line, especially not how to take that data and calculate the surface area between latitudes. You're just supposed to surmise that it's all too small based on her poorly done infographic and some word salad.
That much surface area left in that portion. Your surface area will diminish drastically past the 80 degrees south to the 90 degrees south point. So there is no way possible that you will be able to fit Antarctica within those coordinates of the 80 to the 90 degree south coordinates because it is too wide. Yet they've shaped it up on this ball and it just doesn't work like that.
It does work like that. She just continues to arbitrarily say that Antarctica fits between 80 and 90 degrees south. We know that's not true. It fits between approximately 65 and 90 degrees south. Now, very simple Google search, you'll see that the area of Antarctica is approximately 5.275 million miles. So just to make my math easier, I just did the surface area of 70 to 90 degrees south, and that happens to be 11.514 million miles, which is more than enough to fit the entire continent of Antarctica.
So Antarctica is said to be 82 degrees south, 135 degrees east. And that should let you know something. It shouldn't even be 120 west or 120 east on a sphere.
Sphere. Also, why you're going into longitude lines right there and saying that something's wrong with that, it just shows that you don't understand spherical coordinate systems and are just rambling on.
80 degrees south to the 90 degrees south line, because the sphere is not even that wide at that point for all of those coordinates to line up properly. So those longitude and latitude lines that are built up off of a sphere.
sphere. Sphere. Not spear. Sphere.
They are mathematically impossible. And they've just been sculpted off of using a horizontal plane. And that's just point blank, period. And I can break this down further if you all would like to go through the coordinate lines and take into account the surface area of these oceans that lie within those lines, those countries, those states. I've done it.
Okay. She clearly, like many things, just doesn't understand how latitude and longitude work. She claims that she's going to break it down further, but she mentioned absolutely no math in this video. And when she was asked in the comments to show her math, she just said irrelevant. She has no idea how a spherical coordinate system works, nor does she have the mathematical knowledge to know how to calculate the relevant data. Otherwise, she would not have gotten all of this wrong.
Completely diminish the globe. It is impossible.
The only thing she is diminished is the intelligence of anyone who takes her seriously.
You want to go up to the north, of course, you have the Arctics. And the Arctics itself is said to be 6.371 million miles squared in area. And of course, that portion of a globe between the 60-degree north to the 90-degree north latitude lines only can enclose an area of a fruit million.
What the fuck is a fruit million?
About 4,200,000 within that area as far as the surface area that I calculated. And the Arctic itself is nearly 2 million times over that surface area. So all of this stuff that they're telling you all that can fit on this sphere, once you actually do the math, you will figure out that it is impossible. Globe Earth fail.
Okay, it is finally over. Man, she is so clever with her little impossible. I mean, like, she should be a comedian because that shit is funny. She says that once you do the math, you'll realize it's a globe Earth fail. Well, to do the math, you fucking have to know how. I didn't even bother doing the math for the area for 60 to 90 degrees because I already did it for 70 to 90 degrees. And we know that it's well over 11 million miles, which is more than enough to cover the Arctic. If she had any clue on trigonometry, she would have known how to calculate that, and she wouldn't be making these absurd claims. Listening to this lady is painful, but I do try to listen to what she has to say. Maybe she'll offer some new evidence that I've never heard of before. Mostly all I'm seeing is ignorance, though, and I believe that ignorance should be challenged. This video was a little bit more difficult than some of the previous ones that I did. I'm super exhausted. I keep making mistakes. I've had to do so many retakes on this, so I apologize if it's even worse than usual. But if you have any feedback, please let me know, and I'll probably continue doing these. Peace.
Be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see.